Blog Talk Radio. Your show is scheduled to start in 6 minutes, 8 seconds. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show. Blog Talk Radio.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is the show, Being the Man again, and today we have a very good title today that we're talking about. Very good topic. I have two guests today. I have Mr. Mango, and I also have Mr. Make It Happen with me, aka Javante. You guys, I'm gonna let Mr. Make It Happen go ahead and introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on? Javante Lipton, as I was referred to, Mr. Make It Happen, also Chef T. A little bit about me, I'm married. Me and my wife Lena, we have 5 kids. Just, working hard, living life, and being the man that I know I can be.
Cool. Hey, man, we want to appreciate you for calling in today, man, because like I said, we got a good topic today. A lot of dudes, hopefully, if you're going through in this subject, we can, possibly give you some information or give you some encouragement to help you get through whatever situation you're going through in terms of child custody. You too, Mr. Mango, how you been?
I've been all right. I've been all right. Just chilling, trying to be the best dad I can be, trying to be the best man I can be. Really not much, new since yesterday with me. But yeah, but this is me. I'm Mr. Mango. For those who listening on Blog Talk, you can also watch the show live because we're streaming live on YouTube. If you just go to YouTube and look up B.A.M Talk Spot, that's B.A.M Talk Spot on YouTube, you'll be able to find the show. We're streaming live. Go ahead and hit that subscribe so you can get the notifications.
Cool. All right, so like I said, today's topic is about why are so many fathers getting screwed with child custody. If you have any input that you would like to give during the show, the number is 929-477-2663. And, the topic is why are so many fathers getting screwed with child custody? Now, if you're somebody out there who has been through this situation and you think you got some, good information that could help someone along their route of trying to get child custody for their kids, please call in. By no means am I an expert at this. So hopefully any expert or anybody who have experience in this situation, you could call in. And also I would like for any other women to call in who, we're not trying to be unfair, but it does seem like a lot of guys are, good fathers are getting, kind of somewhat mistreated by some of the women that are upset, and it eventually hurts the kids. So just kind of call in and tell your side of why you're doing your former, your ex-dude, the way that you're doing them, or what, whether he deserves it or not. Just call in and give your input, your side of the story when it comes to the child custody battle. So I'm going to go ahead, since this is our first time guest, Javante, I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about why you think so many fathers are getting screwed with the child custody battle.
Okay. I honestly believe, man, it's a lack of knowledge. The old saying goes, you want to hide anything from a black man, you put it in a book. And basically, with us as men not, realizing how the laws are structured and how they're worded, we cannot take advantage of some of the, I guess you could say the properties or whatnot that the law has for us to be able to be a more active role in our children's lives. And it's not just necessarily the fault of the law. It takes, it actually has a lot to deal with us as men not stepping up and being active participants. You know, and I'm not saying that's for every man. You know, that's not every man, but you know, just a lot of cats, you know, get out there, get with the lady, you know, they lay down and, you know, the lady come telling you, you know, she late or she pregnant. About a month later, you like, well, what that got to do with me? You know, that I heard that something, so that ain't got nothing to do with me. What you telling me for? You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that number is majority? You think majority of men are like that, or you know, it may be a half and half thing?
I can't really say yay or nay on that because you know, like I said, that's a individual thing with each individual case. You know, if you sat down and tried to put a number figure on that, man, you'd be collecting data for years and years. You know.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mango, what are your thoughts on it?
I agree. I believe most of our trouble that we deal with when it comes to after the fact. I'm not talking about before when we picking who we picking to deal with, but after the fact when we find ourselves in these custody situations. I believe, in addition to us not knowing or willing to do the research to learn what we need to learn in order to put up a fight to get what we think is best for the situation or the child. I think there's also a flip side to it where there's a level of how vicious we're willing to fight that a lot of times the mothers don't have that restraint. They will fight as viciously as they feel, whether it's out of pain, vindictiveness, or whatever their motivation is. I think they have a level of vindictive, not vindictiveness, but a level of viciousness in their battle when it comes to this particular issue that a lot of men just have a hard time taking it to that next level so they can ultimately achieve what they set out to achieve when it comes to their children.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, but basically, like same thing Travanti said when he was talking about the lack of knowledge in terms of when it comes to the law. Like I think with any part of the law, when it comes to driving or child custody, anything, I think we lack knowledge when it comes to the law a lot, and we should definitely try to get a lot of education when it comes to the child custody thing. Because basically, I was doing some research today, and in the child custody, more than let me make sure, but it's like more than around half of the the child custody battles, the custodial parent wins, and when they're awarded anything, the women are awarded support over 50% versus the father that is awarded around 30-some%. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those battles where the women win the battle more than men. So since we come to the conclusion of where we're saying that it comes to us having lack of knowledge, what type of things can we do to try to help some of the us men to try to inform ourselves in terms of
Hey Mike, is that your side?
the noise, the
Yeah.
wind? No.
Okay. Yeah, because that's overtaking you.
All right. Hey, Trevant.
Yeah, I'm here. I had muted. That was me with that wind.
Oh, okay. You driving right now?
Yeah, I'm driving.
Okay, cool. All right. So what you can do is, man, like whenever you're not talking, just mute it, and when you do talk, you can unmute.
Sweet.
I got you.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Mango, about what are some things we can do to try to help improve, get men more up to date on, the child custody. Because I know I heard one thing you were saying about the partner you choose, which I think can be like it's not an easy thing because some people put on faces when you meet them. So when you meet that lady can be so great, but as soon as you guys move in, her head can do a whole 360. So it's one of those things where you can't really judge by if she's going to be a good woman to you if you do something wrong, versus like you just probably just being more up to date with knowledge in terms of the law.
Um, I feel what you're saying. I disagree, but I feel what you're saying. The reason why I disagree because we all heard that love is blind. Now we're talking about before things goes bad, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah,
we all heard love is blind. We all know that everybody is coming to the meeting with their agent, okay, and
hmm
no one is given their true self until much later into the relationship until they feel a little bit more comfortable or secure in the relationship before they start breaking wind and pooping with the door open. Okay. But in the beginning, we present, one face. But here's the thing. There's always red flags and there's always things we can do to be more informed. We can never know everything, but are we doing all that we can
yeah,
do as far as asking the proper questions, like what type of relationship does she have with her father? What type of relationship does she have with her mother? Try to get some background because mostly everything we do as adults stem from how we were growing up, and some of the things we learned from our parents and our family background. So, are we doing that, or you know, are we more into the physical aspect of it, or how fine or what
yeah,
that person can do for us in a relationship? And this goes both ways. This isn't just a guy thing.
yeah,
On the
yeah,
women's side of the game, are we looking at what that person can do for us more so? How that person is, what's the nature of that person? Are we taking the time to truly ask the right questions and get the answers that satisfy those concerns? I'm not saying we can know everything and people do lie, but are we doing our due
yeah.
diligence beforehand? Now that's the beforehand situation. Now let's talk about after the fact. That chain just went off. I was like, I just sold some on eBay. I should have turned that off. But I'm so happy. But let's talk about after the fact. When we find ourselves
Uh-huh.
in a situation where it didn't work out, we have children now, and we have to figure out what needs to be done. Um,
Yeah.
we can't
Man.
procrastinate.
Yeah.
Men have sometimes we take it easy and take steps. Go talk to our homeboys or talk to somebody before we act. Nah, bruh. If it didn't work out 9 times out of 10, it stopped working out a long time ago. She's already making moves. Okay,
Yeah.
so if it's starting to look like it's not going to work out, what contingencies are you putting in place or have you put in place for that? Okay, we have to be
Yeah.
more proactive because they're playing chess while we playing spades. Okay, because they think differently than we do. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have to.
Now I agree with that one thing you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you were saying in terms of the signs that we get. I notice a lot of kids these days are like very disrespectful to elders, and like that was like one of them things where I noticed with my wife where she wasn't disrespectful to her mom like that. So I mean, I pretty much kind of felt like if she could be, as good as she is to her mom, she's a, good person. But you run into kids these days, young adults that kind of like disrespect their mom. And some dudes, you got some dudes that date women that allow those women to like do their mom like that. And that I never agree with something like that. Like people who disrespect their parents, they'll show if they do their mom like that. What do you think they'll do to you? How you think they'll talk to you if they don't? If they have that type of lack of respect for their mom, their parent, they'll definitely have that lack of respect for you. So I think that's definitely a red flag that I try to tell Jits to look out for. Look at how the woman treat her mom. So yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with you on that. Mr. Lipson, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. Like it's like Mr. Mango was saying, love is blind, man. You go into the relationship, and then he had some great points that I agree with. You know, the one thing that he really hit on is like the planning for it and making contingencies for when things, do kind of turn the corner and hit the fan. Uh, I mean, sometimes you just can get blindsided by that. You know what I'm saying? And then you at a loss, you really don't know what your next move is. But when it comes to having kids involved, you got to be able to make that next move. You can't be wavering. You can't be indecisive about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just you. You ain't just got to
Yeah.
worry about where you gonna lay your head, or what you gonna eat, or you know what I'm saying, what you gonna do the next day. You know what I'm saying? That's another whole individual or individuals that you are responsible for at the end of the day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you have to be mature enough and confident enough to make a move, and also within that move weigh all the options involved to make sure that, okay, this is the way that I should go, because if I do this, then me and the little one or the little ones are gonna be okay at the end of the day.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the number back out there. This is the show we're talking about why are men being screwed when it comes to custody battles. The number is 929-477-2663. If you have any, comments you want to give on the show, you can definitely call in and give your 2 cents. Now, Mr. Mango, it's one thing. Now, a lot of these times where you have the male and the female, and she's very upset, and she want to bury the dude because of potentially, he may have done something to hurt her. Uh, do you think that's enough grounds for a woman to get so upset to do something as to withhold a man's child from him?
I think it is never justified to prevent a father from spending time with a child only when the child is in real, genuine danger. Because not everybody are good
Yeah,
people, okay? But when we don't have a case where the
exactly.
child's in danger, then no, it is never justified. But see, the problem is we've turned this whole transaction into a monetary one, okay, and a punitive one, meaning uh, the court is punishing, or it feels like punishment, okay, and the mom, we already went to the court because I'm not satisfied with any type of agreement we could have, so that's punitive, and the reason why I say all of this is when based off of how she feeling, she may choose to withhold the child from the parent, from the father. Based off how she's feeling. Let's say he hurt his foot, and he on short term disability, and his check ain't the same, and he was breaking her off regular without having to go to court. Okay, but now she done got used to a certain dollar amount, he has to make cutbacks. She not happy about that. Well, she might start acting out and using the child as leverage on making him act the way she want him to act. And at the end of the day,
Hmm.
what happens what happens is the child loses most of all, if that man's a good man. The child loses most of all, and then he is learning how to deal with men and women through the transactions he's seeing happening between his parents. So he's going to grow up to be dysfunctional and not properly know
Yeah.
how to engage in real relationships. So, and a lot of, and it's just a bunch of selfishness taking place. Because this battle that's going, if it's a split in a relationship because we were together, It's let me try to get all I can get for me, like Hungry Hippos. Let me try to get all I can get for me, and it's not about, we can't be together. And it's usually not like this. We can't be together, didn't work out, we probably should have never been together, but let's make sure we don't disrupt the life of the child. If you truly, truly understand how to love and love that child, you'll put that as your priority, other than, withholding the child, or going through a lot of the shenanigans that take place when you have that type of situation going on.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. It's selfishness 100%. Uh, what is your take, Mr. Lipson?
I I, I wholeheartedly agree, man. Unfortunately, you know, we the generation that I say that gap in age from about early 30s to early 40s right now, we are that generation whose parents were divorcing like it wasn't no thing. Oh, we not working out, cool, we're gonna get a divorce. Or you know, daddy left, you know what I'm saying, he went studying mama, so mama went down to the courthouse, got the divorce. So
Yeah,
growing up in that generation of divorce without having a positive male figure, or your uncle that you got to hang with while your mama was working on the weekends or working nights. You kind of grew up with that distorted view of how a family dynamic is supposed to be. So with you growing
yeah,
up like that, who's to say you gonna make the best decisions when it comes to interacting with your significant other or your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Now,
mhm,
those same values and morals that you grew up with, or lacked growing up with, let's say you rediscovered them as an adult. You tried to do everything you could to make it work. It don't. It goes south. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
still have to be there, you know what I'm saying, and be that influence that, your child, you have to be the influence for your child. I can use my own life as an example. I didn't have my father growing up. I had my uncles. I had my older cousins. You know what I'm saying? But I vowed that
yeah,
the one thing that I was going to be was the father that I didn't have. And you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? I know it's there are no rules. You know what I'm saying? There's no guide to being the best parent in the world. All you can do is just take it one day at a time. You know, um,
yeah,
like Mr. Mango was saying, of course there are gonna be issues. Just like even if it don't happen, and unfortunately it has come down to just being about the money. You know what I'm saying? These kids are not looked at as instruments of love, or what I'm saying, they were created out of love. It's just, oh, well, I can, I didn't have a baby,
Let me
you know what I'm saying, I
let
can
me
get some
interject
money
real
off
quick.
of it.
May I interject real
Come on.
quick? Most kids aren't created out of love. That's all.
So
Keep going.
You know,
so you,
most kids aren't. Oh, you talking you talking about from
Keeping
the
it
parent
real,
standpoint.
most kids was created
Okay.
out of both of us hot in the pants, and we lack self-control and discipline. That's what most kids were created. And all we say is these are gifts from God. No, God created this world with cause and effect, and the cause is penis and
Hey,
vagina, and the effect is baby.
hey, is that not love for the vagina though?
hey,
No,
that's a good way to look at it. I mean,
no,
hey,
no. That's
Yeah, I
us.
mean,
it
That's
was
you
some
us
you
form,
trying
you
to
it was some form of
rationalize.
love.
That's us trying to rationalize. Okay, love for the vagina. We truly don't love the vagina. Because if we love the vagina, we care about its condition when we're not stabbing it to death. Okay, we don't care about the vagina after the fact. We only care about it when we want to get in it. Okay, hey babe, when the last time you saw your doctor? We don't ask them kind of questions because we don't really care.
hey, I do.
Oh, you don't.
Hey, hey,
Well,
I
you're a
just,
married man, but
hey,
for the most part, dudes don't. When last time you went and got you your boobies checked out for lumps? We don't ask them questions.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, so Mr. Mango, the same question that I asked Mr. Lipson. Um, do you think there are more bad fathers than good fathers? Do you think it's 50-50, or it's more bad than good?
I believe
Because these women are acting like this for a reason.
The cynic in me is saying that they're more bad than good. That's the cynic in me. I have lost faith in humanity. Okay, but
Wow.
but what happens is we live in a society, in a world where bad is amplified and good isn't even talked about. So when good is your
True.
baseline, when good is regular, when good is people like you and me, then that doesn't get discussed. We hear stories about the sorry daddy. She talk about the sorry daddy, but I think the question shouldn't be, are there more sorry daddies than good daddies? I think the question should be, why do we have so many sorry daddies, and what are we going to do about that? Because even if there's less, let's say it's a 20 bad ones to 100 good ones. That's 20 too many. Now I know we can't get perfection, but we have to do better than what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, I think the buck stopped with the men about this vicious cycle. Men creating bad women, creating bad men, creating bad women, and I think the buck should stop with the men. Okay, because
Hey, Mr. Listen.
yeah, go ahead.
Can you mute that? Oh, he got it.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Mr. Mango.
Yeah, I think the buck should stop with the men, because me, not everybody subscribe to the faith that I subscribe to, but I believe that there's a certain level of responsibility that fall on the man. Okay, that's the top. Like they say, the captain is everything that happened on the ship. The captain is responsible for. So if we have this vicious cycle where men creating bad women, creating bad men, creating bad women, I believe it's the man's duty to put an end to the cycle. All right, I'm gonna make sure my daughters are right. I'm gonna make sure my daughters understand the keys about picking a man. And if I was a predator, as far as out there running the streets looking for who to take advantage of, if that's with me growing up, then I need to make sure I teach her all of those things, all those tricks that I was doing, that she don't fall for the okie doke. And you know the girls that you see them, you're like, oh man, I hope she don't ever break up with that dude, because if they ever break up, some dude gonna snatch her up and just wreck her, because she's still naive. Nobody sat her down and told her what life in the game was about, and the purpose, the true purpose of man.
Yeah. I definitely think if more men would stand up and and really take that leadership role more seriously, it'll be a lot of positive change just with that happening than anything. Like more men taking that leadership role, serious.
But real quick, I don't want to take up all the time, but I believe that, how we say, real quick, this analogy. They say there's not all cops are bad when we talk about the whole police situation. But then the argument is said, well, what the good cops doing to the bad cops, if not all cops are bad? How can you be a good cop if there's so much why the bad cops still there? You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
exactly,
the only people that can hold sorry men accountable are other men. You see what I'm saying? But in our community, what we do is we'll see one of our sisters in a jacked up relationship, and it's none of our business. We don't even look that way. We just let it happen, and we don't step up and hold none of these men accountable. Go ahead.
Well, folks can't handle a lot of folks can't handle constructive criticism these days, man. Like if you try to give your opinion on something, you're voiced as a hater. You're a hater nowadays when you give your opinion on something. So I think people nowadays can't take constructive criticism. So I think
those
men was
raised by their mamas. Go ahead.
they were they was raised by their mamas. That's why they used the hated word.
No, that's why they can't take constructive criticism.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
raised by my mom, and I take constructive criticism very well.
So your example that you just given me is the majority, is what you're saying. There hasn't been a decline in masculinity in men.
I'm not saying that.
Okay,
What I'm
but see,
saying is that,
whenever I, and the reason why I say that is because whenever I give an example of one of the unintended consequences of women
right.
raising all these men, I always hear those great "I made it" stories, and I'm like, that's good. I ain't trying to take away from that, but it's not the majority of what we dealing with. That's most case. He's soft. He don't know how to deal stuff on an alpha level, and that's because he had no example of how to do it.
Right.
I ain't trying to take that away from you. I'm just saying.
I got that. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
Okay, so yeah, so in terms of the, are we getting a caller right now? Hold on, fellas.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, how
Hey,
you
what's
doing?
going on?
Thanks for calling the show.
I,
What's your name?
I just jumped in, so I didn't get a chance to. I was going to listen for a little bit, because I guess I had some questions for you guys, but I don't know where you are in the conversation right now.
Well, you could just answer the topic question where we was talking about why are so many fathers screwed with the child custody battle.
Well, let me say this. I'm in my mid-30s, and I don't have any kids, and I've never been married. And huh? Say it again.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. I deal with a lot of men's rights stuff, and I mean, pretty much, I can assume that we all agree on, the issue of child support, the court systems that we don't control, and how women get custody, they get the house, and all that. And I guess my question to a lot of guys, and I don't know how you guys became. I'm assuming your fathers and the woman has custody and whatnot. But I guess I have two questions. One is, why do we even get these women pregnant in the first place? Now, it's one thing if the guy's been married to the woman for several years and then they break up, and but a lot of times, a lot of these guys that end up becoming, the victims to this court system thing, they were never even married to the woman in the first place. It was just kind of one of those, I was rumping around unprotected and she got pregnant, and now I'm, facing child custody. The other thing is, and I don't know whether this is true or not true, because we've never really gotten a consensus from a large group of, fathers who have gone through this, but, how many fathers actually, pursue trying to get custody of their kids versus just kind of sitting around and bitching about it, but not really trying to do anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, how many brothers out here are trying to lawyer up? I mean, we got a lot of brothers out here that are either unemployed or underemployed. A lot of guys are not pursuing custody like they claim that they are, because a lot of guys, what a woman having the custody does is allow them to operate as if they were a single childless man, even though they're not, because there's a lot of responsibility that comes with actually having custody of the child. And I've seen signs coming from brothers that hints at the fact that, they'll complain about it, but they don't really want custody. They don't like the fact that money's leaving, their household, but they don't really want custody. They don't really, want to be, a active participating father. They don't believe in patriarchy. They don't believe in legacies. They don't believe in generational wealth. And so, as much as I can slam the women on the garbage that they're on, I'm like, one, why are we getting them pregnant? And two, are we or are we not really fighting for custody of these kids?
All right. So, to your first question, I know the brothers that are on this show, we're definitely married to the women that have our kids. And
you mean you were married?
No, we are. We still are.
Okay,
You
so
know,
this isn't a problem that affects you?
no, this is a problem that affects some brothers I know personally.
Okay.
So, you know, I know some brothers that's going through this. And on the other question, are guys actually go
Were
ahead?
they married though?
The one, yeah, they were.
Okay.
Yeah, they were. So, and other thing, you know, our guys pursuing it. I know the guys that I know that's going through it, pursuing it. But some of the senses that I looked at, you know, from what your question is when it is the guys pursuing it. Now, I don't know if they did a census on that, but I know they did a census on in terms of, you know, who actually wins the custody battle, which is, you know, the female more than the male. And Mr. Mango, you wanted to answer that?
Well, I want to speak to that as far as answering. I don't think I can, but like you just said with the figures you just read, how many of those men were like he was asking actively pursuing, and how many of those cases with no contest, where you know they just showed up out of sight, out of mind, like because you know stats aren't pure like to be like they present themselves to be. How many of
Oh, they
those men,
never can be.
you know how many of those men were actively fighting like he was asking? And I think, by the way, you're bringing up some awesome points with your second question. You know, because I'm like this. At the end of the day, we complain about a lot of things that happen to us, but at no point we talk about our contribution to the things that we're going through. And a lot of what we go through, and this is not just in relationships and you know, custody and whatnot, but a lot of things that we go through in life, we are the major contributor to a lot of the challenges. Not all of the challenges. There's some things that life screw us in, but you know, a lot of it. Are we looking at our contribution to the situation? Why are we smashing these chicks? Do we not have self-control? If we don't have self-control, why don't we have self-control? You know, it's we know A plus B equals C. If me and her smash frequently enough, baby gonna happen. Okay, we know this. Okay,
Yeah.
And then we find ourselves in situations like I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He has 12 children. Really, dude? You got 12 kids? How irresponsible is that? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we was discussing how his 14-year-old's acting out. Yeah, he acting out because you can't be the father that he deserves because you ain't there all the time because you working to take care of all 12 of them kids. You know.
Hey, and sir, oh, go ahead, B.
No, go ahead before you lose it.
Yeah, sir, I was going. I have a question as well too. Did you say you was with someone or you're single?
No, I'm single and childless, and I don't know how long I plan on staying that way. But I mean, you know, I mean, obviously I'm a black man. I side with brothers on a lot of stuff, but I definitely know, like my man just said, you know, there's a lot of stuff that brothers contribute to, and then they turn around, you know, and they complain about it. I mean, you got guys that'll actually try to argue that you can't plan kids. I mean, there's women that'll do the same thing. I mean,
oh my God, that blows my mind. It blows.
Yeah, they're like, you can't plan kids.
Like
I'm
you
yes,
you caught a cold or something. You ain't catch no cold. You see, okay. My household, we contribute to other people's household, so we look at things differently than things. Okay, so it didn't happen. You know, I'm 30, 35, just something like that. I forget, but I have 2 children, 4 in August and 1, and we waited until things was less difficult for us because you can choose at the end of the day. If you're not compatible with any birth control and your penis is allergic to any type of condoms, at the end of the day, if you really don't want to have no children, stop hunching. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one thing that
And
we
here's the
you
It
can't
can't
ever
get no
do
more
that.
real than
You
that
can't
right there.
ever say abstinence is ever an answer for anything sexual. We can't ever say that. Society will not allow us to say that abstaining from sex is ever an answer. And I think that's trash.
And here's like and the reason I concern myself with this issue, despite being single and not having kids, is, there was a point in my life where, I planned on. I think most people plan on having kids. They kind of go with this picture perfect model. At least I did. Especially with how.
Oh
I
yeah,
grew up
everybody is cool like that.
in my upbringing. The problem is that now, when we talk about, like, if we just talk about specifically the black community, manhood, and getting, fixing and repairing the black community, these guys that go out here and have all these kids that they're not fathering, they're not teaching them any sort of transferable skills. My concern is, like, look, if I went out there and I had a daughter right now, who is she going to get with? What
Exactly.
circle of productive black men is she going to link up with? Not only that, but if I have a son, what coalition of black men is he going to go off and work and network with, like what you see with the Italians or what you see with the Jews or what you see with the Chinese in Chinatown and stuff like that?
He got to change teams to get with the black coalition, if you understand what I mean.
Say it again?
He got to change teams to get with the black coalition, if you understand what I mean.
What do you mean change? What do you mean change teams?
Well, I don't know where you calling from, but I'm calling from the Atlanta Metro, and
okay.
One of the greatest or most powerful groups in the black community, business-wise, those successful men, they play for the other team. They play for the other team.
What do you mean, they're gay?
Yes.
Oh, no, I ain't even talk. I'm not talking about that. I'm not even concerned with that. I'm just saying.
But it's a factor in this overall equation that we're talking about, though. It's a factor.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying. I mean, I don't know how much that contributes to, because, so people can't find a partner that they're going to go off and turn gay. I kind of see that more with women, who like the emotional aspect more than anything.
Oh yeah.
And you do have a lot of boys that are, raised by women and, are questionable in their sexuality. It's just that now, like example, okay, these kids are here. And, regardless of what's going on with the custody and everything, like, that's bad enough. But then when we get into the mentor program, you got a lot of dudes like myself where it's like, look, I'm all for, contributing to the community and everything else like that. But I also, want to enjoy my life. And when you got all these guys that are not taking care of their kids or they're not fighting for custody or the court system is against them, whether it's their fault or not, I'm saying at the end of the day, I got a bunch of young men out here that don't have any skills, and there's a lot of guys who are like me who take the position like, well, nah, she slept with Ray Ray and Pookie, or she slept with an unproductive black male, because a lot of these guys are unproductive, like your man with the 12 kids. I'm saying after you divide all that money 12 different ways, I'm saying what's really left over. You know what I mean? He can't contribute to his kids, appropriately. So now you got a bunch of young men that are angry and frustrated because, all these guys, all his sons that are going to high school, they're not wearing the fly gear. They probably won't get a car, in high school or after that. My parents blessed me with a car, in high school. So, and I'm saying there's only myself and my brother. There's only two of us, and my parents are still together. But you got people out here, like you were saying, they got, multiple kids, multiple baby mamas. The women are equally as reckless in their sexuality. And I'm like, when I look at the community and what I got to deal with, even though I haven't made a move yet, I'm not committed yet, I'm not in a relationship, I don't have any kids or anything, but I'm saying these people do make up the majority of the black community that I would be dealing with if I did decide to go off and get married and have children. And that deeply concerns me.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I think they make up a great...
My brother.
Go ahead.
My brother, when you saying you was an activist in your area, right?
Yeah.
Well, where are you from?
Philadelphia.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. Definitely.
You know
But
what?
I mean,
respect for that.
honestly, a lot of guys they're not trying to hear what I'm saying because real talk, they don't want the responsibility, and that's what I've identified. You know, with a lot of guys that'll complain about, you know, the baby mama and the court systems and it's unfair, and they're 100% right. They're 100% right. But it's like when you use a screwed up situation to justify your laziness. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, you don't really want to do it anyway, but it's like, yes, look, this situation is screwed up, so I'm going to use this
This is why I
as
won't
the
do it.
excuse. You know, so in other words, you're making a valid point, but it's not a legitimate excuse for you. You see what I'm saying? And there's a lot of brothers say why behind making that valid point. Huh?
Yeah, I believe it's never an excuse for a person to say he can't do something because of this. We have obstacles in our way for us to overcome them, and I think any guy that can say that he can't overcome something is just a flat out loser. If you're not trying to figure out a way to overcome something, and you're not trying to win.
I think the bigger question is where is the tumor and how do we cut it out? What is creating these men and how do we kill it? We can't save a lot of them, but how do we prevent these men from being created again?
There's a direct correlation between black men being unemployed and underemployed and fatherlessness.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys who do deal, because I mean, let's be real about it. How many times, as much as black women complain and all this other stuff, how many sisters do you know that are you know, single mothers or divorced women by some real kick-ass brothers? You know what I'm saying? Where the dude is paid, he got it together. You know what I mean? She's really getting a payday. She, you know, divorces him, or she's getting child support. She's getting a serious payday. That's not the case. Most of these women would be embarrassed by bringing these guys around. So that already tells me from off top that I'm already dealing with black men who are, you know, financially impotent. You know, that's part of the reason why they don't lawyer up. I'm saying even if you had a brother that had the desire to lawyer up, he don't want to do that. And so, you know, I think that, you know, for us, one of the biggest issues is gainful employment. You know, I mean, if guys are running around here broke and they can't support a family and they can't play the traditional patriarchal role, you know, it's only a matter of time before that woman just starts ripping into him about what he's incapable of doing, which is stupid because I'm like, you already knew that he didn't have it together when you got with him.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know what it is about some of these women who think that just because they lay up with a guy and they become pregnant, that all of a sudden some economic opportunities are going to fall out of the sky. I'm like, the dude didn't have it together when you met him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then we have this. Go ahead.
It seems, and excuse me for interrupting, but it
Oh,
seems like all this still stems from not only a lack of knowledge, but the lack of application of knowledge. Because it's been said time and time again, if you knew better, you would do better.
That ain't true.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if it's so much. I mean, I agree with you that if you know better, you know, chances are you do better. The problem is that I think that, you know, going back to what I said about, you know, the community that I'm worried about engaging in if I had children. I'm saying that we don't have an infrastructure. You know what I mean? Like there's no hierarchy.
No foundation.
You know, like in other words, like if a black girl, let's say a black girl grows up in West Philly, okay? The closest thing to a black male power structure that exists in that environment is Ray Ray and Pookie. The drug dealers, the slangers, educated professional black men are not in that environment. They don't see black men actively participating and maintaining the infrastructure of the community. Like there's no positive.
So where do they go?
Identity. They go to the suburbs. They don't live in that environment. They don't want to be subject to an environment of what's going to happen when you have people who don't have resources. People who don't have resources don't think the same as people who do have resources, and people who do have resources don't want to be subject to, a lot of the problems that are going to be around people who don't have resources, so they leave. But the only problem is that they don't go off and form, any sort of zamunda. They don't go off and form, an intact black community and say, hey, this is how it's supposed to be done. They just leave and then try to enjoy, the creature comforts of the white community. That's basically all they do, But I don't think that there's enough. Like right now, I mean, look, I personally believe we got a big time matriarchal community going on in the black community.
Yes.
I think that women think that they are the rock and the foundation. A lot of men think that women are the rock and the foundation. Black men don't take any sort of pride, in the community. Because I mean, if you're not focused on your own kids, how can you be focused on the community? How can you have pride in the community when you don't even have pride in your own son or your own daughter, right? I'm saying, how much are you going to fight? How much are you going to fight for a community when you're not even willing to go sit up in the court and stand before a judge and fight before, a judge? It would be one thing if we were all in the court, and we were fighting and there was nothing we could do because, it was just so one-sided. But I'm, again, going back to my question, and I don't have the answer. I really don't know how many black men are actually actively fighting for custody of their kids.
Yeah, and that's definitely a question. That's a good question to try to do a poll on. And if it is not enough fathers that's going out fighting for custody of their for their kids, the next question should be why. Why they're not fighting for their kids? Is there any particular reason why a lot of them not?
Multiple reasons. One of the reasons is because they'd rather not be bothered. Not all deadbeats got the same motivation, but out of sight, out of mind. If not to mention, if I got to deal with a toxic mother, hey, sometimes it was like, yo, I'm out. Just here to check. Dudes, they don't have that resiliency to deal with. A lot of them don't have that resiliency to deal with a toxic baby mother, and the level of viciousness that I spoke about earlier, that they willing to fight when it's over. When they probably should have never.
What do you mean they're willing to fight when it's over?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier in the conversation before you joined, a lot of guys, when it comes to custody, they don't have the fortitude to fight as dirty as the mama will. Because a lot of what coming with the withholding of the child, at that point we was talking about withholding of the child, a lot of that come from, well, I know what his rights are, he don't know what his rights are, so I'm going to play on that, and I'm going to dictate terms, or I know what dirt he doing, so, basically they hold all these cards that...
Well, mention the threats.
You
got to talk about the threats too now. That threat is always looming. If you take the kids, I'm gonna call the police on you. I'm gonna throw you in jail.
Well, I'm saying I agree with all that, but I think that would speak to the fact that we're not in the proper position. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't mess with a man that's got money. You can't mess with a man that's got resources. And I think the problem is that, and I do believe, because when I talk about this matriarchal community, I do believe that there's a lot of black women who intentionally get with subordinate men so that they can call shots in the relationship. Yes. Okay, so they know exactly what you are capable of and what you are not capable of doing. And if you don't have a foundation, like if you living up with her, if it's her house and her card and her credit card and her cell phone and her all of that, you know what I mean? You don't have a leg to stand on. I'm saying even if you did go to court and the judge is asking you, okay,
what can you do?
If you don't even have a place for the child to live, you don't have an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why. That's why you shouldn't see when folks understand. Okay, there's a lot of old rules that we like to get rid of or get away from because we think it's old fashioned. But look at the fallout of shacking up. If y'all gotta live together so bad, okay, obviously there's an economic reason why y'all got to live together so bad, because it ain't love. So y'all living together, and his issues ain't right, so he's staying with her, okay? Or maybe she's on some government program, he's sneaking staying with her, okay? He's
or she could be staying with him. He just can't fit his name is on the lease, but he can't pay the whole rent. She's coming with the other 50 or 40%.
And then she convinced him to leave the house when they break up, like he gots to go, and he leaves. Really? You leave because she said so?
Yeah, that's
for people. That's for people
trying to
gain the welfare state. So I agree with him there. Yeah, you got people who are trying to gain the welfare state where they can't receive benefits if the man is around. And that's always been that way for a very long time.
And even if they're in like a regular relationship where they're not doing that, and they break up, just because you break up, she cannot force you to leave your house.
That's true.
And a lot of dudes, they get that suitcase and they out at their mama house. And once you do that, you voluntarily giving up your right to stay. See, ignorance play a huge factor. Willingness to fight play a huge factor. And at the end of the day, I think the solution, because we talked about a lot of reasons why things are jacked up, but the solutions is going to have to be, we try to save who we can save. Because like you said earlier, dude from Philly, I forgot your name, some dudes ain't trying to hear you. Peter. Some dudes ain't trying to hear you. But there are some dudes that they're listening. And we save the savable. And it's the duty of those who not going through that situation to help the brothers who's willing to be helped to understand how to have a more abundant and successful life when it comes to, all of it, not just relationships and economics, but all of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a lot of other problems. I mean, even for the men who are in the know, like there's a lot of men who, whether they're childless or not, there's a lot of men who don't like black men who don't like to share information because it puts them in a better position relative to other guys.
Oh yeah.
They
got to get away from.
They don't want to share information, and then the other thing is, you got guys who are just so resentful. Like let's say the brother like Keisha in high school or whatever, and then he went off and went to college and came back, and Keisha then went off and had a baby with Pookie. So now he mad, and his whole attitude towards her and her son, let's say she has a son, is screw her and her kids too. So I'm not gonna invest in her son. I'm not gonna teach her son anything. I'm not gonna make him the type of black man that we need in the black community because I feel some type of way about who she got with. And a lot of brothers don't wanna, a lot of guys that are in the position to mentor, they don't want to talk about that. You know what I mean? They really do not. I get the frustration because it's like, damn, like, so I'm good enough to mentor your son, but I wasn't good enough to have your son with. You know what I mean? I'm good enough to invest resources in your son and do all the things that in other words, the unproductive guy he's unfit.
He shouldn't be breeding like the beta lion in the jungle. He shouldn't be breeding. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He shouldn't be breeding. So it's not just about black men taking care of it on their end. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is like, unless I'm gonna jump out of the bushes in slow motion like I'm the Secret Service tackling dudes, like all I'm gonna be accused of is cock blocking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, you don't need this, you don't need this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all they're going to, I'm a lame, I'm a cornball, I'm this, that, and the third. I'm just mad because I ain't getting none. But at the end of the day, I already know that she's going to get with dude. Yeah. Dude is probably going to flake out. She's going to get a single mom. And then she's going to jump up, bitching up a storm.
We can't fix,
and then the kid's going to go without.
We can't fix adult women. What we need to do is make sure we're teaching our daughters what's truly lame. We need to make sure we're teaching our daughters not to fall for the okie doke. We need to make sure we're teaching our daughters what we need to be looking for when we're looking for a mate, and we need to be actively involved when she does start seriously dating and not be aloof. The dad that's just not really paying attention. We need to be paying attention.
Well,
Hey, fellas, the thing about to get ready to end in 30 seconds. It's been an hour. Peter, man, I definitely loved your conversation. You calling in, man. If there's any way, man, you can like send us your email or something. We can link up again some other time, man. And talk.
Also, this show, I'm broadcasting it live on YouTube real quick. B.A.M Talk Spot, B.A.M Talk Spot on YouTube. So you can always leave a comment in the comment section. Hey, this was me talking. So that's that.
So check out a video. It's on YouTube. It's called Wisdom versus Magical Thinking, and it's got a picture of a construction worker on the video. That's the only video that's open on the channel right now. It's Wisdom versus Magical Thinking. Check that video out, and you'll see just how much of a problem we have.
Magical Thinking. I'm putting it in the search right now. Let me see if it pulls up. Okay, I see it. So that's you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna definitely check that out, man. Hey, and like I said, we appreciate you calling in. Also, you too, Mr. Lipson, man. Appreciate you guys thoughts today.
Thank y'all for having me, fellas, man. We got to do this again because we got to finish the conversation.
Part 2, the day after Father's Day.
Yes, sir.
All right, take it easy, fellas.
No problem. You be easy.
All right, Peter, you too, man.
Be good now.
Yo, B.
Yeah, I'm here. No after the show today.
Oh, what's up, man? I mean, we still on. I'm just saying, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Okay.
Somebody intelligent calling in.
That's what's up. Do you know him? Did you know him?
No, I don't even know him at all. His number came in as 1111. I don't know who that is.
Okay, cool beans. Yeah, that was great. And I see where he was kind of going with things, where he was coming from with his thought process, and it was very interesting. Hold on one second. I can't talk to you right now, sir. Oh, am I calling?
Man, do you know? I was looking at your video today. Thought I was looking at the video that you was doing today. So I was looking at it, right? Yeah. And I'm like, damn, what's going on here? So I said, it seems like B Lips are not in sync with what he's talking about right now. So I tried to go into the chat. I was like, damn, B must have disabled the live chat. And I just kept thinking about it. I was like, this damn show ain't even live. This is the wrong show. Hey, because I wanted to hit you up because, like, the show that I was looking at, it had 25 views on it. I was like, God damn, B got 25 people looking in at the show.
I wish. those are past views.
Oh, man.
We maxed out at 4 viewers, and I think I may have been one of them on tonight's show. But, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I think Shayna went to bed.
And now she just said great show. She just said it.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I do appreciate that. I don't know why I typed thanks in the chat. Like she can't hear us. And you just did it too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, damn.
I just want an official record of my gratitude.
Yeah. It's in the live chat. They can't take that away.
I was concerned about this show when you originally told me about it, because it's a serious issue, and normally I'm a little jokey, and I was concerned that I would come off like not adequately serious. And I look back in my mind's eye, I think I did all right.
Hey, man, I think it was good, man. I mean, Trevante had some good points. I mean, everybody had good input, man. Especially, the guy from Philly, Peter, he had good input too, man. I mean, it was crazy. I think we could have talked for another 30 plus minutes.
Yeah, I was watching the clock the whole time. I'm like, this is over. This part two. We're gonna have to do part two on Monday, day after Father's Day.
Yeah, yeah, that was definitely good. Part two, we need to come up and got some damn
But you
you
know
know,
what?
ways to help.
A friend of mine suggested to me we need to do a show on living beyond your means financially, because
Oh
a lot of us are doing that. That's how we live. That's life. You know,
yeah, yeah.
and one of the things,
Man, I definitely learned from that.
yeah. Well, one of the things I wanted to I would hope we had more time to go towards was we are experts at acknowledging the problem. That's step one. Okay,
Yeah,
what's step two, three, four, five, and six? I believe, in my cynical viewpoint of things, that we need to be able to quickly do triage and identify who we can save and who we can't save as far as changing their minds, and focus on the young people so they don't begin to take on those mindsets of a lot of these lost adults. And we need to teach our daughters. uh thank you for that share. We need to teach our daughters how to choose. They choosing, but they choosing wrong. And at the end of the day, they choose. That's the nature of things. So we need to teach our daughters how to choose, and we need to teach our
that's what's up,
sons
son.
how to make themselves worthy of being chosen. And maybe in a generation or
Yeah,
two, things will be slightly better. But we need to stop
yeah, I
breeding
definitely think
with a whole section of people.
yeah, people gotta. You know what? It's not when you think about it. It's not just about being careful with your money, but you gotta be just basically careful with your decision making.
Mm-hmm.
It, that's what it ultimately boils down to. If you be more careful with your decision making, man, you'll make life a lot easier for you. You know, a lot of us make life harder for ourselves. Actually,
Oh yeah.
we can definitely make it easier. Just by making key decisions.
Well, see, here's the thing. A lot of us, we don't have to make those hard choices because there's so many safety nets in place to catch us when we fall. Okay,
Yeah.
I can have five, six, seven children. I cannot be truly concerned about what financial state their father's in because there's so many safety nets uh, uh, involved. Oh, I don't need a man. There's a lot of women that believe they don't need a man for nothing but penis. So
Yeah.
so that's how they choose it. That's why they okay with the dudes sleeping on their couch, eating their kid Cheerios, because they don't need a man for nothing but
Mm-hmm.
penis.
Eating the kids. Serious.
So it's a tough thing.
Yeah, I definitely got to get it together. But see, like you were saying, like you got to say the ones who you can save, and that's exactly what I. That's how I think
Mm-hmm.
in terms of who I hang with. It's like you want to hang with a circle that has the same mindset as you in terms of what you're trying to do. Like, why would I hang with some folks who don't take care of their family or don't care about their kids? That one makes sense because I'm the total opposite of that. So it
Here's what
makes sense to hang with people who are doing it.
here's what I've learned. When you got a white and you got black, meaning uh, color, paint, whatever. All right, black is gonna show up more when it rub up against that white than the white gonna show up on that black. Meaning, when you the good friend and you got a bunch of bad friends, the bad is gonna rub off more on you than the good of you gonna rub off on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be
Yeah.
very careful of who you associate yourself with, because if they got bad habits, characteristics, practices, more of them is gonna bleed on you than you gonna bleed on them.
Yeah.
You see that? You see the thumbnail?
Yeah, I saw that, man. You saw the one I sent you when I was doing it myself on the social network.
I saw it like 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago, I went my phone because I saw all the texts you were sending me because I left my phone upstairs, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I wish I saw that because I was rushing, like quarter to 11. It'd be crunch time, So I was rushing, and I was like, oh, look at that, that's nice custody. Wow, that was good. But yeah, last minute Google search for images. This thing I'm using called TubeBuddy. I really got to show it to you, man. You do the thumbnails. You can do it does so much. I need to go and get some tags. It helps me with tags, and I need to get some tags and dump them in here.
That's cool.
After show needs its own show. So basically, when the show stops at 12, I should hit stop streaming and then hit start streaming to do the after show. Okay. Well, yeah. So what exactly do you mean by the after show needs its own show? Wolf's like, yeah. Well, we just talking about stuff. We just talking. About whatever. Show ends at 12. Now we just wind it down. You should have seen me. I was like, it was 10:52. I ran downstairs, pissed, went, talked to my son. You better not get up no more. And I was running around. I ran back upstairs. 10:57. You should have seen me. I'm glad I wasn't huffing and puffing.
Hey, you know what? I noticed something because I said, damn, B ain't even clocked in yet. And it was like 10:45, then it got to 10:50, then it was like 10:52. I was like, damn, where B at?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Wolf, I mailed out that Skyrim today. I had posted on the Mango Head Twitter at.
Oh, Wolf won?
No, Wolf didn't win, but Wolf knows the winner, and it basically was between him and a couple of his friends, and I mailed it out today. Funny.
Oh, Wolf knows the winner.
Yeah. Are you following me on Twitter, Wolf? On Mr. Mango Head? Sweet. It was the funniest story because when he sent me the address, all he gave me was the number and the street. He didn't give me no city, no state, and no zip. And I'm like, bruh. How am I gonna mail this? So he could have had it today. I told you it wasn't going up the street. Don't say it on the stream, but it wasn't going up the street. He could have had it today had he sent the address the right way yesterday. So I sent it out today and I tweeted it, and I blurred out his information, because of privacy. But
we got a lot of Mr. Mango
on Twitter. Yeah, cause see what happened was I'm the first Mr. Mango Head. Okay, I'm on Twitter. I'm at first Mango Head. But when I created Mr. Mango Head, there was no other Mango Heads. Okay, it was only me. I was able to get Mango Head on anything I wanted because I was the only one. And then I guess people saw it, and we talking 10, 15 years ago when I created, maybe back when folks were still using Hotmail, is when I created Mr. Mango Head. Okay, so it's probably 2000 when I created that. And y'all get heated and somewhat more excited. Yeah, because we relax now, it's less professional, I'm chilling now. Like the pressure, it's like, the pressure's off. Because when I'm doing the show, I want it to be taken serious, And
yeah.
I don't want it to be like what I'm doing on the Mr. Mango Head show. The Mr. Mango Head show, last night, I was a mess. The first, 10, 20 minutes, I was so sleepy. I went down, got me a shot of some Coke and some peanut butter crackers, and I was crunk. I don't know if it was like some sugar or whatever, but I was live. I was gone, And So I want to be taken serious on this side, you know, and on the after the show, they can get the real.
I checked out that video too, man.
Which one?
With that mother and that boy who both of
Yeah.
those kids
You know what?
wasn't
Let me
his.
put this on. Let me put this on. Um, let's discuss this real quick, and I'm going to put it on the stream, and we can talk about it. So, first, I'm gonna go to my left screen. And properties, change it to that screen. Nope, left screen. All right, so I'm gonna take you off for a second so they can see the screen. I just move it up, move it up. All right, cool. So what's up? So now I'm finna go to the face of the book. Really? I just typed face and I ain't getting nowhere. And I think I sent it. Did I send it to you in a message? Yeah, I sent it to you in a message. So.
Okay, let me check my mail.
All right, so I'm gonna pull it over here.
You waited 6 months the first time to tell them you were pregnant. Why did you wait so long?
We were off and on at the time. And while we were off, I did find out that I was pregnant, and
Did it say it was sent?
I didn't know how to tell him.
Right.
For one, because he was 14.
Right.
And for two,
Watch this,
I was
people,
scared.
and we're gonna talk about
it
this.
It was a secret for a while.
Now, there is a chance that he could not be the father.
Yes.
Right? For both children.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Javon, you took a DNA test, and this test here is going to be for your 1.5-year-old son.
Stop it.
Weird.
It
Yeah, because I was different.
Whenever I click over here to mess with it. Okay. I'm finna pause it one last
Javon,
time.
you came
to get
here
it right, okay?
because you both.
So I want to do something on my end real quick, and whenever I click off, it stops the video from playing. It's not like YouTube. So left screen, properties, filters, and no crop. All right. So close that. So play.
Had questions whether this little boy
Full screen.
is
That's
your
what I wanted
biological son. You came here, you took a DNA test, and the results for the test for that boy, who's 1.5 years old, the results
Yeah,
are,
I watched it
Javon,
yesterday, and I was.
you are not the father.
I can hear it now.
So not the father of the 1-year-old.
I mean, can you just, like, my thing is, bro, like, looking at his face, the devastation of just, like, to be able to just sit there and, like, hear that in front of all those people, I couldn't be with that, man. I would have been good with the first I'm not the father. I was like, you know, I'm good. I don't need to hear the next
Steve,
one.
like, it's gotta hurt.
I do
Yeah.
feel
A
a little uncomfortable.
You know what, though? That really do hurt them, though, because those people
Asking
look
the
like
same
they were
questions I
close
would
to
normally
hell,
ask
bro.
them.
Like,
Yeah.
they all, like, they close. That's why I
What's
think
your
the
mom's
mom
name?
was like, we still gonna be there and
Let's
we
bring
still
out
gonna
Virginia.
take care of the kids. 'Cause they all cool. It ain't like they don't like each other.
It's not, it doesn't matter what they like. Okay? Him's free.
Yeah, exactly. And I was listening to Steve at the end. Steve was like, you know, this is a serious decision you got to make. And Steve was basically throwing hints like, hey, you good now. So,
Man, had I been Steve, I'd have told him to
Virginia,
yo, Brad,
you know, like I was saying,
he was free.
I got to imagine for you as a mother,
That's-
to
Girl in the
find out
background wiping
since
her
your
eyes.
daughter was pregnant, had
Girl
to
in the
be.
background, wipe her eyes. Oh.
Why don't you tell me what you were feeling?
I was mad.
Bro, come on, what? I'm
I
just
was
saying,
mad. I
though.
was
I mean, we all here to
disappointed.
say, well, what
But
type
at
of
the end of
chick
the
does
day, she's
that
my baby.
say
Sure.
she
And I'm gonna
is,
be there
though?
with my
For
baby.
her to
Right.
A
put the
whore.
kid,
Now,
she say a head.
Javon
A whore.
finds out that
And
he's not the
both
father
of
of
them
your
turns
oldest
out they're
grandson.
not here,
And
bro.
when you hear that he's not the
It's
biological
like
father,
she ain't got two
and you're
strikes,
obviously
bro.
upset,
She just messed
what are
up
you thinking?
twice. She didn't mess up one time
He looks
with
like,
one
I
kid.
mean,
She did it with
I
both
don't
of
know
them.
how to feel right now. I'm just so mad right now.
What do you
Crazy.
and
So
what do you
upset.
and what makes you upset?
Because I love him and I want him to be the.
Right.
I love him like he's
Yeah, I
my
mean,
son. And
this
I want
basically
him
goes
to
back
be.
to the show yesterday when we was like,
You took a
paternity
DNA test
should
concerning
be mandatory.
the little boy, and the results
Hey,
of
B,
this
can you
DNA
hear
test,
that real
Javon,
good? Because for
is
some
that
reason, I know why I can't hear.
you are
I'm
not the
so
father
slow.
of Taylor's
I got your
2-month-old son.
video muted.
Nah, it ain't muted.
No, I got it, B.
Oh.
I'm sitting here wondering why I can't hear it, and that's why.
We gotta stay strong. We got to.
Here comes
We can't
mama.
fall. We can't fall. Taylor. It's hard.
We gotta
Listen.
stay strong.
Listen.
He ain't gotta stay nothing.
Listen.
Okay?
Listen.
He's free.
Listen.
Nah, I ain't
What
listening.
did
You
I tell
listen.
you? What did I tell
The
you?
whore.
Hey, look,
Taylor, it's
you
hard.
said he was trying to
It's
pull
gonna
away
be-
from him, man.
Yeah.
Y'all
He
gonna
was
go
fake.
through that.
Look at Buddy in the
That's
audience
really-
crying.
It's hard.
That
This
must be
is
his
why
boy.
we came to get closure. We got the closure.
They gotta
Y'all
be
either
his
gotta
That's
son,
move
not
or
boy.
closure.
gotta-
You
Oh, you
just
talking
said
about that
closure.
What you talking about? That must be his boy.
Yeah.
Nothing changes for you.
I'm gonna be the grandmother
I'm
regardless.
gonna be the grandmother God on your own. Godmother.
That was you saying, your mom said that. We got
out,
to hear
Brad.
Brian.
Babe,
I'm
I'm
out.
sorry. I love you.
I'm sorry.
I hope this don't change nothing.
This changes everything.
I don't know what to say. Right now, I can't really say much right now.
Oh,
It's me. That
you know,
he's
the only
really-
person that really should cry is you. Well, I'm looking at all these other people crying. Man.
know,
What are they
right?
crying for?
Mom, listen.
What are y'all crying for?
These babies, if you love
He
these
just
babies,
found
you're
out
gonna stay the
two
same.
kids that
You're
he's
not
gonna
gonna
take
change.
care
You
of
understand that?
and
You're gonna
being
be a
there for.
man, and
You
you're gonna do
found
what
out
you've
they
been
not
doing.
here.
That's
Be a
that.
man.
Okay?
You gonna do what you been doing.
There's
Mama,
no need
I
to
love you, but
fold.
sit your bald-headed self down.
Been in their life since day one. Come on.
I'm going to college.
It's hard. You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
play
through this.
AAA
But
ball somewhere.
what did you tell me? I understand,
Yeah,
Javon.
yeah.
I
Daddy,
understand.
I
I understand.
get what mom's saying, but
I understand. But y'all gonna get through this. Y'all gonna be okay.
Sorry.
Y'all gonna be
Nah. Brett, Mike, we got too many kids.
I know.
We know what it costs.
oh yeah, he don't.
Okay? We know what it means. We know the responsibility.
It's hard, but
And for him to have, first of all, we're not even addressing the fact that,
She just cheated on him.
Hey, Javon.
yeah, she's
basically
playing
cheated
him
on
on
the
again,
wife
off again. We're not even addressing that part of the situation. But he doesn't have to
And
be
I
there.
understand that.
Now,
And
we
that's
can
why
date, maybe.
this is a
But let
very
me
young
go
man.
take some time
And with devastating news.
and
I
think
don't
about my
want to push
life.
it.
Yeah,
You
she cheated
came
on
for
that man
closure,
twice.
obviously, and it's not the closure
got
that
pregnant
anybody on
twice.
stage, I feel like, wanted. And I don't know if it's easy just to say
Yeah,
nothing changes.
crazy as hell.
Because maybe, and I'm
Definitely
not saying
been
this
like, oh
has
yeah,
to be
it's
the case,
definitely is a wrap.
but I think if you're 17,
17,
And
bruh. Everybody
this might
should be
change
telling
things.
him,
And
you know what,
all I'm
take some
saying is
time
if that is the
to
case,
think about your life. You know, take some
I
space,
hope
get some
everybody
space.
respects
Right now,
everybody's
it hurts,
feelings
it
and
sucks.
decisions in this
You're
case.
17, let's
Because,
go take a month and go somewhere.
being
So you
17
can
and
clear your
thinking you're a
head.
father and then you
I ain't
find out
asking you
you're
to make no
not,
decision today, but just think
that
about it.
might
Let's go take some time,
change
clear your
certain
head
doors
with all
opening
of
and
this
closing in your life.
influence, this
And it's not going to be easy. You're not
this
going to walk off the
estrogen around
stage
him,
and feel
preventing
great.
him to think
You
rationally.
might not feel great in a month from now.
Nah, his mom.
someday you
his
will.
Mom just told him,
And you'll
no,
get
we
past
finna
that
hurt
hurt.
for the rest of your life now.
And how you get past your hurt is how
Even
you
though
live
you
your
don't
life.
have to,
Because
we
once you
finna
sign
hurt for
on,
the rest of your life.
Once you sign on, they cut off the rest of Steve because Steve told him to bounce. They cut that part off. But once you sign on, it's a wrap. the judge don't care. You signed up for this.
Yeah. Yeah, nah. Them women was just emotional at that time, but them women should have been like, the mom should have just been like, we'll just talk about it when we
Yeah,
get
we just
home.
need to take some time. It's a lot. We just, this is a lot. So let's just take some time and let it sink in so we can digest it. Okay, yeah, I'm talking loud right now, like how we need to just, it's wrap, it's over with. Nah, let's just take some time. I'm 17. His life ain't even started yet. He talking about taking on that responsibility of father for some other two dudes.
They not mad at her because she crying right now. So they like, oh.
Just wait till the first real big fight.
Mm-hmm. You ain't the daddy anyway.
Yeah. Just wait till the first real big fight when something goes south with the girl and the boy. His mama gonna be tripping, and then the girl gonna start withholding the kids from her because she ain't got no biological rights. So it's just gonna be a mess. To save everybody heartache and pain, bounce, man. It's over. See you at the playground. We'll find you another duck. It's not I, said the black man.
Yeah, that's what we really neglect. And we only think about the two kids that he not the father of. It's like, damn, what about her though, bro? Is that like, if she got two kids from some other dude on you, like, what is it? Are those the only two dudes, or is it the same dude? How many times?
Two dudes. They're supposed to be on again, off again. But I'm saying though, you're off. You got to have sex. You can't think about your life.
Yeah, you're off. And most time, them women be knowing, man. They know when they had their period had stopped and all of that. And you mean to tell me you didn't know that dude?
And what that say about you? Truly though, what that say about you when you actually got to have somebody test it because you're not sure. We haven't achieved mandatory testing yet. So what that say about you?
The girl mama was crying because my daughter's a hoe.
yeah, that's a possibility.
She had to be crying. She wasn't crying for him. She was crying for her. She was embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, but see, here's the thing. Where are the fathers?
Oh yeah, it's straight women. Yeah.
You see, where are the fathers? That girl with the two unknown baby daddies, she got a daddy somewhere unless he dead. Okay? And that boy, that the only way he know how to express what he's going through right now is in that extreme emotional state. Where's his daddy? And his homeboy in the audience crying. Where his daddy at? You just got some good news. She just got some good news. He crying.
Well, I tell you, hey, did I tell you one day I saw a video with this dude posted of him doing his homeboy girl while he was in the shower.
Why? So that could have been his kids. He probably crying in the audience because he realized it was probably his kids.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's mine.
Cause it just me and him. Why?
Hey, I'm gonna check out dude video though. Probably in the morning because I'm about to get ready to lay it down.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get on some Killing Floor. On the PS4 and play that for a couple hours. I feel like shooting some zombies.
Alright, man. You know what? Before I go to bed, I'm gonna go ahead and start my GoFundMe account so people can help me out getting this Xbox One X.
Yeah. I say, have at it, bro.
Hey, somebody made a great point to me, bro. They was like, "Nah, Mike." Be like, "Bro, I'm gonna wait until they come out with like a special edition. You know how they always do, like come out with a Halo edition
Yeah.
or Gears of War edition." He was like, "That one right there gonna have more memory, and it's gonna look better, and it's gonna probably be cheaper than the one." Or if not that same price, but at least you get more memory.
Yeah,
'Cause they only give him
I'm
1
over getting the
terabyte.
stuff on the first night. Like I got a PlayStation 4 when it first came out. I'm over that.
Yeah.
You know, I think everybody, if they reach a place in their life where they can do that once or twice, go ahead. Have that feeling. Do it for your emotional satisfaction. But that's not how you should be living your life. They got to get bugs out of systems. Yeah. They don't never sell a finished product. Everything is a work in progress. Patches and updates.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah, I'm done with that. It got the first 100,000 that was made with them cheap chips got to come off the line first.
Everything's beta.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. That was a good show, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and definitely. I guess we already saying part 2 Monday.
Yeah, might as well, because he didn't really get to tell his story. You know, we kind of stole the show. He didn't really get to tell his story, and maybe Homeboy can talk Monday too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, then, man.
All right, then, you be easy. I was trying to be quiet, but you know, we just got to talking.
Hey, man. I heard Peter talk, man. I was just like, yeah, man. Hey, the shit that he was saying, though, he was saying some real stuff, man. Like he really was.
Yeah. All right. Well, good night, man. Good night, everybody, for watching. Anybody who interested, I'm about to go to the Mr. Mango Head Show and play some Killing Flow 2. So, holla.
All right.